2023, and this is my live trading session. The first thing I did this morning was look at the 4-hour chart over here, and we can see that it's still developing that downward pattern. So I expect it to go down. Looking at the 30-minute pattern as well. Zoom in a little bit. We can see that it's hit his ceiling at the 50 SMA. And on the 15-minute chart, we can also see there is a ceiling that it's hit. It's the same place, 50 SMA. So we have hit a ceiling, and we look over on the main chart. We see that it is at resistance level. I hope. So I put in an order here, a short, hoping it drops, and it's looking promising so far. The MACD is on the main chart, the short-term chart, is starting to tip over. The RSI is pretty high as well, so that's all looking promising. It is showing signs of wanting to go up. But again, looking at the long-term chart, I'm not too worried at this point. The general trend is downward, even though it might go up a bit. I do believe it will go down. Pretty much sitting right at the place that I got in. You can see that on the AT data on the right-hand side. The number that has the two little arrows beside it show where I got in. It's struggling to go down for some reason. The MACD thought it was going to turn down, but now it's kind of tipped up a little bit more. So it's got a little more upward momentum. It's showing. Nice downward candle. We'll see how far it takes it. Still sitting at the resistance levels. Haven't really gone above those on the longer term charts on the left hand side. It's gone up a little bit more. Actually gone above the candles that it developed earlier. I'm disappointed, but on the other hand, I still have not changed my mind about the long-term trend. I really do not suspect that it will go above the last peak high on the main chart there. Zoom in a little bit and say, okay, well, if it did go above it, where would it be likely to go? Because it's looking like it wants to go up a little further. So where might be a good stopping place? If you see on the lower chart here on the left-hand side, I brought up the TQQQ, which is actually an ETF that is based on the NASDAQ, not on the S&P, which I trade, but they do track each other, and oftentimes I use one to help me predict the other. And so I'm looking on that chart and saying, okay, there is a little bit more upward momentum there, a little more space before it hits the gold SMA, that 50 SMA. On the MACD, on the lower part of that TQQQ chart, you can see it's also below the moving average on the MACD, and it's going up. So that is why I'm seeing this upward push on the main chart that I'm actually trading, even though the MACD is looking like it wants to tip down, and everything on that chart shows like it should be going down. So these conflicting pieces of information are making it do something other than what I expected. On the news articles, we can see somewhat useful information, not super. There's nothing really going on news-wise. The Fed has not come out with reports. So I've decided to raise my stop a little bit, as you can see there. I just didn't want to get stopped out because I'm pretty sure that it's going to drop. The MACD is looking more and more and more likely to drop imminently. However, I am allowing it room to go up because I can see that it does have room to go up before it drops. So this is a very risky trade that I have decided to take because I am sure of its general direction for the day. I am more sure than I am normally. If you want to put a number on it, like, all right, maybe 80% sure that it's going to drop for the day. So I am allowing a bigger loss. I'm allowing my stop to be higher than I normally would. If I drew a channel, okay, so on the left-hand screen on the bottom, I brought up the SQQQ, which is also something that I trade. It is actually the short version if you're of the NASDAQ. It's an ETF. So if you trade the TQQQ, it goes up like it normally does. The SQQQ is the exact mirror image of that, the opposite. And so if it's falling, if the NASDAQ is falling, then the SQQQ will actually be going up. So that's what we can actually see right now. We can see that it's dropped. Playing around with my stops there, I thought maybe it would not go up quite so high. It's still struggling. And I can see on the SQQQ and the TQQQ, it's right at that 50 SMA. So it's about at a decision point. All right, and the last peak that just formed over there on the main chart is actually lower than the previous one. That's encouraging. It is just hitting a support at that blue 180-day SMA on the main chart, which is not surprising, which is about where I got in. But it is still, I haven't changed my mind about what I think is the general direction for the day. I'm just waiting for it to happen. At this point, I've been trading for almost an hour, sitting here waiting for this to develop. And I keep rechecking my information. Still haven't changed my mind, so I'm just looking for places that it might go. And I drew my limit order because honestly, I think that probably will get down to that point. The likelihood of me actually getting out at that point, unless it has a huge drop, very sudden, it's not real high. I understand that, but it's kind of the goal, I guess, possibility. And I mean, if it happened, that'd be awesome. But I don't really expect to get out down that far. All right, now it's really, really looking like that red candle is developed on the TQQQ as well as the 1 hour chart on the left-hand side there. All right, and I've lowered my stop to lock in my profits, and I got stopped out at a small profit, which is a little bit disappointing. I should have gotten out at the bottom when it kind of hesitated there, but that's all right. I know the general trend now. Now I'm just waiting for another good opportunity to get in. The MACD on the main chart is very low, looking like it's tipping up. So I'm waiting for that MACD. However, the candles are showing something different. They're showing that the momentum going down now is so great that I don't think that MACD is coming back up. I went ahead and got in a short there, as you saw. My stop is automatically set up there. I'm pretty happy with where it is, and the limit order could be a little bit lower maybe, I'm thinking, but it's pretty close to where I want it. It's at that peak there, that bottom down there. Zoom in a little bit. All right, so the limit order, it could go down to that point right there. I'm thinking about dropping it. But that's what it weighs. So I think I'll be happy with where it is at that support. I think I can safely lower my stop, which I did. It's dropping. It'll probably hesitate at that point right there where I have my cursor, because that's the lowest that it was previously, that last low. If it does drop below that point, it's a pretty encouraging sign that it will continue to drop. And there we go. Big drop. Very nice. Lower my stop, lock in my profits. And lock in my profits a little bit tighter there and got stopped out. All right, so now I'm at a pretty decent profit for the day. I've made 2 trades so far, and I'm thinking, well, the trend is very well developed right now. It has a lot of momentum yet to go. I think 1 more trade. It's not quite 10 o'clock yet. So I'm just waiting for an opportunity to get in. The MACD is telling me to wait. The candles are still going up. I put the cursor where I suspect it will bounce off of, which is, as you can kind of see, the peaks, or the support previously there. All right, I put an order in because I'm seeing the candles kind of stop, and I had to chase it a little bit, but I'm near the top and not too upset about that. Right, put my limit order where it was before at that peak down there. I suspect that it will probably hit that this time. It's looking like it's dropping now, so that's good. Looking at the longer term chart over there, just to kind of reevaluate, make sure nothing's changed. Haven't missed anything. Okay, dropping nicely. It's also moving pretty fast right now, whereas the whole rest of the morning I had to wait a very long time. So when you find the candles moving that quickly, you can get in and out of trades pretty quickly. Nice. All right, as I suspected, it's kind of hesitating at the bottom that it did before. I sandwiched it, took it out, and I'm happy with my trades.